Welcome to the CPM Customer Success Podcast, where we help Office of Finance leaders enable an exact solution to enhance their corporate performance without spending countless nights and weekends in the office. Hi, I'm your host, Andy Smetana with Nova Advisory. Nova Advisory is a 100% OneStream professional services diamond implementation partner. We help OneStream customers and prospective OneStream customers get the most out of their OneStream investments. And for CPM Customer Success listeners, we now have a weekly newsletter to keep you informed on the latest CPM Customer Success news. By subscribing today, we'll keep you informed on episode releases, including customer success stories, OneStream interviews, and capabilities to keep you up to date about OneStream's unified platform for finance. You can check that out now at Nova Advisory's website, novaadvisory.com/podcast, and subscribe to the CPM Customer Success Podcast newsletter today. So today we're diving into a topic that's all about the future. Not just about tomorrow or next quarter, but the strategic future of your organization. That's right, this episode is all about strategic planning and how OneStream helps finance and accounting leaders turn vision into executable reality. So whether you're a CFO, a controller, a budget owner, or just someone tired of being buried in disconnected spreadsheets, this episode is for you. So let's start at the top. Strategic planning is not just forecasting with fancier formatting. It's the process of setting long-range goals, aligning enterprise-wide priorities, and determining the actions and resources your organization needs to achieve them. Finance teams play a pivotal role here because they're the ones who tie all of these ambitions back into financial reality. But here is the challenge. Strategic planning is often siloed. It's disconnected from day-to-day operations, and they're often built in tools that don't talk to one another. What ends up happening is a corporate exercise that collects dust faster than your New Year's resolutions. But when it's done right, strategic planning becomes a competitive advantage. It drives agility, alignment, and smarter investments. And with OneStream, it becomes a living, breathing process. So let's now talk about the strategic planning pain points and what holds enterprises back. Strategic planning, it can feel like a massive group project where nobody's using the same file. Let's run through the top 5 pain points we at Nova Advisory see all the time with organizations when we start talking to them about their strategic planning process. Pain point number 1, siloed systems. Finance is in one tool, operations is in another tool, and HR is still emailing spreadsheets around. Pain point number 2, lack of version control. You're building billion-dollar plans on tabs called Final V2, actually Final XLS. Pain point number 3, slow scenario modeling. Need to test what happens if interest rates spike. Good luck finishing that model before the Fed changes its mind again. Pain point number 4, misalignment. Teams don't know how their plans connect to their company's strategy. So execution is scattershot. And pain point number 5, manual rework. Every planning cycle recreates logic, data, and reports all from scratch. That can be exhausting. And it's why so many strategic plans are more aspirational than actionable. But that's exactly where OneStream steps in. OneStream turns strategic planning into a unified, data-driven process. Everything is in one platform. So from top-level vision to granular line of business plans, you're not hopping from one tool to the next or emailing Excel files around. You're building and adjusting your plan in real time. You can model across short, medium, and long-term horizons and align every department using OneStream's extensible dimensionality. If you want to connect your 5-year growth goals with your capital budget, it's done. You want to bake workforce shifts into your rolling forecasts? Easy. Want to simulate what happens if you launch in Europe or you exit a market entirely? That's what strategic planning is built for. Plus, OneStream uses built-in AI and predictive forecasting to help you generate targets and seed plans using historic data, which means you spend less time starting from scratch and more time thinking strategically. Now, strategic planning for any organization, it's not just for corporations, it's absolutely mission critical for any type of organization. So whether you're public, private, you're governmental, or you're even a not-for-profit organization, all organizations, especially serving many different constituencies and groups, you're dealing with fixed-term budgets, regulatory requirements, strict accountability standards, and added pressure of public transparency. Your stakeholders, they're not just executives or shareholders, they can be investors, donors, or taxpayers. Their entire communities depending on you to deliver services efficiently and responsibility. And that's why OneStream creates solutions flexible for any organization. So let's break it down, the challenges organizations face with their strategic planning process. So depending on who your organization serves, you may have competing strategic planning priorities. For example, in the private sector, you plan for profitability. But in the public sector, you're aligning your resources with legislative goals, community needs, and program effectiveness. You might be managing 5-year capital improvement plans alongside annual operating budgets, investments across different fiscal periods, and overlapping constituent expectations. OneStream makes it easier to align those long-range plans with your short-term budgets. It makes it easier to track performance against your strategic goals, and it makes it easier to pivot quickly when your organization's priorities or funding shift. So many organizations still rely on offline spreadsheets. They have complex linked tabs and multiple owners. That creates huge issues of version control, auditability, and consistency across your various departments. Now, OneStream eliminates these headaches by offering a unified platform where every department can contribute to the plan, but they can tailor their inputs to their unique departmental functions. And with built-in reporting solutions, you can share performance updates with your stakeholders with no extra formatting required. Let's say you want to analyze what happens if a new housing regulation increases demand for certain services, or if investor funding for a project drops by 10%, or if a new sustainability initiative alters your capital spending timelines. With OneStream's scenario planning capabilities, you can model the impact across departments, funding streams, and timeframes, and instantly compare the results on metrics like your net costs, your resource allocations, or your service delivery impacts. This makes it easier to communicate trade-offs and defend investment requests with data and not just narratives. Strategic planning in any organization isn't just about meeting deadlines, it's about building trust. So whether you're planning a new major capital project investment or allocating funds for a new service, you need a transparent, data-driven framework. You can guide those decisions and withstand scrutiny. With OneStream, you get that. You also gain predictive forecasting, so you can anticipate revenue and cost challenges. Planning transparency, so you can coordinate your planning across departments and timeline, and you get a single source of the truth for all of your stakeholders, internal and external. And the result you achieve, a more responsive, aligned, and confident approach to delivering value. Let's now talk about a real-world CPM Customer Success story. This is a global manufacturer of specialty chemical additives with 1,300 employees in operations on 6 continents. Over 13 years, they acquired 18 companies and ended up with multiple ERPs. They had manual consolidation processes and, you guessed it, a whole lot of Excel. They struggled with data quality, currency translations, and getting a clear financial picture across their 25 plus entities. Enter OneStream. They implemented OneStream and automated their consolidations. They integrated data from across the globe. And here's the kicker. This enabled a true 5-year strategic planning process. With OneStream, they moved from fragmented spreadsheets to dashboards, predictive planning, and vertical reporting that lets them drill into product and customer level detail. They reduced their close process from 20 days down to 6 days. Now they're running rolling forecasts and they're modeling raw material price changes with just a few clicks of a button. It's a perfect example of how strategic planning becomes smarter when everything is connected. So what are the OneStream capabilities that finance leaders love with OneStream? Let's run through them. Capability number 1, scenario planning. So you can build what-if models in real time to test everything from M&A activity to product launches. Capability number 2, predictive analytics. Using machine learning-based forecasts, you can set long-term targets and refine your assumptions. Capability number 3, extensible planning. Each department can plan how they need to see and view their own plans, but they can roll all that up into a unified corporate view. Capability number 4, built-in reporting. Dashboards, PowerPoint exports, variance analysis. You can get all of that in one place. And capability number 5, alignment across time horizons. Strategic plans seamlessly feed into your annual operating plan and your rolling forecast cycles. So it's not just planning, it's planning with a purpose. So all right, you're thinking, this sounds great, but where do I start? Here are a few tips. Step number 1, assess your current process. How many systems are involved? Are your strategic goals linked to your forecasts? Are you still emailing Excel workbooks around at midnight? Step 2, define what success looks like. Is it faster planning? Is it deeper visibility? Is it better alignment with operations and HR? Step 3, talk to experts. At Nova Advisory, we've helped organizations map out and launch their strategic planning processes on the OneStream platform. And then step 4, we recommend start small. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Use OneStream's Solution Exchange solutions. You can roll out quick wins, whatever makes sense to your organization to start. And you can help prove out the ROI of your OneStream investment early in your OneStream journey. Step 5, evolve continuously. With OneStream, your strategic plan is never a set it and forget it. It will evolve with your business. So let's recap what we've talked about today. Strategic planning is no longer just an annual board deck. It's an integrated, collaborative, and predictive process. OneStream makes it seamless from big picture strategy down to execution in the field. You'll spend less time reconciling spreadsheets and more time building a future-ready organization. If you're ready to see that in action, Nova Advisory is here to help organizations on their finance transformation through OneStream. Thanks again for joining today's episode of CPM Customer Success. And a reminder, check out the CPM Customer Success weekly email newsletter to stay informed of the latest CPM Customer Success episodes and OneStream news. You can check that out at Nova Advisory's website, novaadvisory.com/podcast, and subscribe to the CPM Customer Success newsletter today. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you next week for another episode of CPM Customer Success.